Blake Lively was spotted this weekend in her happy place, which apparently is also when she grabs her co-stars without permission.
And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. And you're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nut?
Ryan Reynolds is spiraling once again as another Blake Lively scandal detonates, this time with her getting way too handsy with her A Simple Favor co-star, Henry Golding.
Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous.
From emotional entanglements to physical boundary crossing, Blake stays messy. And honestly, paired with Ryan's own shady antics, these two disasters feel like karmic soulmates.
She can't help herself. And to see that she's willing to do that, she'll grab him.
Let's get into the Henry Golding debacle. When Blake isn't busy accusing men of misconduct, she's on tape bragging about grabbing her co-star's crotch. Yes, really. In the film's director's commentary, she casually explains how she squeezed Henry's nuts like it was nothing. Classy, right?
Right. Wait, so am I blaming my husband for
am I saying he killed her?
This is one of my favorite additions that you came up with. Biggest nuts. And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. And you're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nut?
The commentary itself is painfully uncomfortable. It's HR violations disguised as behind-the-scenes banter. No intimacy coordinator, no professionalism, just Blake laughing about groping her colleague while Henry's awkward expression says it all. He's clearly uneasy, just trying to survive the moment without igniting a PR firestorm.
Really hard.
But really hard.
Not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember, we kept going like, can you...
Not because I want to, because she would. I'm just gonna grab your nuts really hard, okay?
And let's be real. If the roles were reversed and a male actor joked about grabbing a woman like that, his career would be nuked overnight. But Blake? She gets to giggle, slip in an aviation gin plug, and keep coasting on her fake feminist brand. Her version of empowerment apparently means assaulting co-stars and reducing workplace violations to punchlines.
Can you do it harder?
Yeah, and that was my tip of the hat to Baby Jane Hudson.
Yes.
When she's spinning on the beach at the end.
Oh, it's so great. Then you ADR'd a little extra, like, the little laughs and stuff.
And while that circus was unfolding, Blake had the audacity, the actual nerve, to turn around and accuse Justin Baldoni of inappropriate behavior. The hypocrisy writes itself. When Blake does the grabbing, it's quirky and funny. But when a man she invited into her penthouse makes an offhand remark about her self-tanner, suddenly he's a monster. That's not justice.
Aviation American gin again?
Wow.
Shameless.
Truly shameless. Truly shameless.
Oh my God.
This is gender weaponization, plain and simple, playing the victim when it serves her PR narrative. The resurfaced Golding clip didn't just age poorly, it obliterated what little credibility Blake had left.
I want dividends.
Yeah, I don't think he's kidding. He deserves dividends, and Henry Golding's face says it all. Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous.
And speaking of things aging like spoiled milk, let's rewind to 2015. The same Blake Lively who now claims she's too traumatized to leave her house. Once thought it was brilliant to hawk black history blueberry muffin kits for $68, yes, really. Nothing says honoring slavery-era blues like pastel fonts, syrupy nostalgia, and overpriced baked goods.
The irony of all this is so strange, given that, she's the one who made the weird Black History slavery muffins for $168 back in 2015. She's also the one who made the boob cake. She is a very inappropriate baker.
A toddler who can't even talk yet, let alone request a breast-shaped dessert. But hey, who needs age-appropriate boundaries when you're busy chasing Instagram likes?
She also made a boob cake for her 1-year-old, because what else do they want but a boob cake? He can't declare what he wants, so boobs. Haha. All of this, again, so inappropriate given what she's alleging in her complaint.
A toddler who can't even talk yet, let alone request a breast-shaped dessert. But hey, who needs age-appropriate boundaries when you're busy chasing Instagram likes?
Food is probably the most central part of my life, Lively previously told Vogue. Food and family, but those are completely intertwined because food was so important to me growing up since my mom is an amazing cook.
Fast forward to March 30th. Blake is suddenly all smiles at a Connecticut bakery, calling it her happy place. Oh, you mean the bakery she waltzed into with a full glam squad and cameras in tow for a staged PR shoot? Right. The same week, her legal filings claimed she was too traumatized to even leave her bed.
She actually surprised people just at a random bakery. When she went behind the counter at a Connecticut donut shop, she was really in a happy mood. The actress made a stop at the pastry stop on March 30th amidst her ongoing battle. Now, it's just really weird about this.
Blake, sweetie, pick a storyline and stick with it. You can't plead grief, fear, and anxiety one week, then pose like Betty Crocker the next. This isn't just tone deaf, it's calculated. She wants to be a victim when it pays, and a brand mascot when the cameras roll.
Being with genius good friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car. This is what my happy place looks like. She plays like the Yoshi Super Mario World.
That happy place footage didn't show a woman drowning in trauma. It showed a woman rehearsing her next sponsorship pitch. Pain monetized. Suffering market tested. Even her lawsuit feels like just another tool to keep her narrative under control. And then there's the whispers about Blake allegedly catching feelings for her It Ends With Us co-star, Justin Baldoni.
Blake Lively has nothing to do with what is happening. Her husband has come undone. Blake Lively developed some feelings for Justin Baldoni.
This wasn't some innocent slip of method acting. According to insiders, Blake dove headfirst into emotional affair territory, laughing with Baldoni until she cried. The kind of laugh that's just a little too flirty, a little too intimate, and a whole lot of uh-oh.
While she's fought to maintain her personal life, business interests behind closed doors, she's suffered from grief, fear, trauma, and extreme anxiety. She's also been experiencing repeated painful symptoms. Anyway, I don't want to say she's not suffering. Whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case.
But Blake didn't stop there. She actually invited Baldoni, a married man and her boss, to her penthouse. And not just for tea. She was literally holding her infant child while cozying up to him. Married woman, married man, baby in the room. And somehow we're still expected to buy the poor Blake victim act.
He says, this whole idea is like a sexual harassment. She invited him to her penthouse and he was holding her baby. The guy that sexually you're not having him to your house and letting him hold your kid.
And if you think this is just wild internet gossip, think again. It was addressed head-on in the documentary He Said, She Said, where journalist Mia Shaker basically confirmed the emotional entanglement between Blake and Baldoni.
You're giving victims such a bad name in this, and it's so frustrating. And I know I'm not alone in this, so I'm glad you're all here, but the hypocrisy of all this stuff just keeps coming. The fact that now she's happy, everything's good.
And here's where it really blew up. When Blake tried to hit Baldoni with a sexual harassment claim, yes, that happened, he clapped back hard. He filed a civil extortion and defamation suit, implying her accusations were less about truth and more about revenge. Sources say the real trigger was a creative clash on set, but Blake, queen of overreactions, decided to torch his career instead.
All the things that she's out there saying, he said I smelled good and called me sexy. I'm sorry, you look really bad. This looks really bad. Why did you do all this?
And honestly, should we even be surprised? This isn't Blake's first rodeo with co-stars. Flashback to Penn Badgley during Gossip Girl, then Ben Affleck in The Town. The pattern is crystal clear. She gets cast, sparks fly. Suddenly it's deep connection this, and he just gets me that. Maybe the problem isn't the men, Blake. Maybe the problem is you.
Has happened to her. She has, been in love with Penn Badgley from, Gossip Girl, then she got with Ryan Reynolds.
Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, poor Deadpool himself, reportedly went nuclear when he found out. Sources close to the chaos claim he raged that he'd burn down his house and her career. That's not just a meltdown, that's a full system failure.
Basically saying, I will burn down my entire house. I will burn down your career.
But can you really blame him? His whole brand rests on being the loving husband, perfect dad, internet's favorite Canadian. And here comes Blake, bulldozing through the carefully built PR facade with penthouse playdates and crocodile tears.
The fact that Ryan is now trying to get a gag order as opposed to ending the lawsuit.
Let's not pretend Ryan's handling any of this with grace. According to Candace Owens, he's less wounded husband and more power-hungry control freak. He didn't just melt down, he went full dictator, pushing for a gag order. Not to heal the family, not to protect anyone, just to keep the Reynolds brand untarnished.
This lawsuit describes as like they were riding into the night together. She was like laughing until she was crying. Like, and again, he's got this on camera, the way that he just dropped that scene on camera. So Ryan knows that there is.
Allegedly, Ryan became the driving force behind the lawsuit, not out of a noble quest for justice, but purely to punish Blake, not to save their marriage, not to shield their kids, just to inflict pain because his glossy Instagram life was cracking. This isn't love, it's image control on steroids.
This is like litigation abuse. He is trying to inflict pain. Again, this is my perspective, pain and punishment because he has come undone, realizing that she had some sort of like an emotional affair with Justin Baldoni.
And of course, there was media manipulation. Ryan's team reportedly fast-tracked a hit piece on Baldoni in the New York Times. The kicker? Baldoni wasn't even given time to submit his video evidence. Journalism apparently now operates on Kardashian nail color speed, all to crown Baldoni the villain and Blake the traumatized starlet.
And she could do it to her male co-stars, but then when Justin clearly responds to her self-tanner, which then she tries to maliciously label as something else, he's a predator, but actually a sexual predator in private.
But the most twisted part? While lawsuits and PR warfare raged, Ryan was micromanaging Blake's image like a stage mom on Red Bull. She cheats, lies, and sets off a PR wildfire, yet he's reminding her to smile for the camera and post quirky baking reels. The disconnect is nauseating.
Whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case. This coupled with the premiere at South by Southwest, this coupled with Saturday Night Live 50, this coupled with you still being employed with the Penguin documentary that you're out there hawking.
Blake, let's circle back to your hypocrisy. In court filings, you're too traumatized to leave the house, too anxious to get out of bed. Yet somehow, you rally the strength to show up at bakeries, giggle with co-stars, and brag on commentary tracks about grabbing crotches like you're auditioning for SNL. Which is it? Fragile victim or PR-hungry pastry queen who can't keep her hands to herself?